of the goal of parenting, we are looking at an adult who can function independently without relying on others, but somebody who can be able to make choices, somebody who can make decisions, and somebody who can operate within his environment with ease. But what happens in our growing up? We have parents who adopt different methods of raising their children up. And these styles are unique to each parent. And it depends either on our socialization, our upbringing, because we don't have a school where we go for parenting classes. But what happens is that we carry forward what we went through in our childhood. We are going to start by looking at the first one, an authoritarian parent or authoritarian style. This person is a disciplinarian. One of the characteristics is that he or she is very demanding but not responsive to the child. What do we mean by that? Rules are set and are set by the same person. They can't be broken. You are supposed to follow these rules to the dot. It is blue, black and white, nothing blue, nothing gray. Therefore, if you break these rules, you are in for it. These parents have little warmth and nurturing. They are cold, aloof. They are harsh. If a child does anything, they are yelling or even screaming at the child. They have very little time to explain about the rules and the punishment that the child is given. You'll find that in many cases, corporal punishment is the solution to anybody who has broken the rules. And I don't know whether you remember when you were growing up, there are those parents where if you are heard from outside, your footsteps, all the children disappear either to the bedroom or to the study room, because they are supposed to be in the study room throughout. They don't mind whether the book is upside down or it is upright, but the parent wants to see the child with a book. These are the kind of parents that we are talking about. They are also very impatient with behavior. When you do something wrong, straight away you are punished. They cannot trust their children to make good choices. They don't think that the child can do the right thing without being punished. The other characteristic is that they develop the shaming behavior. For example, they can compare you with another child, one child with the other. If you are not performing well, you are always compared with the other one. You could be the firstborn or the secondborn, and you are compared with the lastborn, meaning they are shaming you in presence of these other children. They are very critical, and at times they use that shaming tactics to make sure that you follow the rules that are laid down in the family. The other issue about rules is that they are never broken by anybody, but them they can break. Consistency in enforcement. It doesn't matter what you did. Punishment is the solution. And at times, many children don't know why they were being punished. They just received this punishment. Then the question is, what would be the outcome of this? We said that you are providing nurturance, protection, care to these children, but you find that it is one-sided. Your expectation is the one that is being met by the children. For example, if the children they have completed primary school, the parent dictate where they should go for secondary school. When they complete secondary school, it is the parent who will decide what course you are going to do at the university or in college. And that is why we are finding that we have so many children who are in college, who are in the university, but doing the wrong courses according to them, because they are doing for that particular parent. When they complete the parents, they can now go and do their own courses, which is again very stressful. Today's parent, especially these authoritarian, they want children to do engineering, to do medicine, aeronautical engineer, but they have not checked the ability of this child and what the course demands. But because he is an authoritarian, you have to follow. And that is why we are having very many children who are dropping out of certain courses and joining the ones that are not very demanding. The other one is that these children associate obedience and success to love. That is why you'll find that they are not able to deal with peer pressure. So they follow, they comply with the system. At the end of the day, they don't get what they want. They also display aggressive behavior outside the home because they are so stressed up. They want somewhere to vent out. So they vent on other children. You get them like bullies in school, whether it is in primary school or in secondary school. You find that they are always at the front, leading strikes or any kind of mischief in the school. They also develop fear. They are very fearful. They fear rejection. They also fear failure. Other times they are very shy. They are not able to make decision or to interact with the people around them because remember they were used to following orders. For example, when they get to the colleges where there are no people to follow you up, what happens to these children? They are also very, very stressed up because there is nobody to make a decision for them. There is nobody to follow up on them and see what they are doing. The other one is that they develop low self-esteem as a result of what they experience with their parents. They also conform very easily and they suffer from depression and anxiety because the expectations are too much on them and they wanted to follow what the parent said and they wanted to achieve. They also struggle with self-control because they have a lot of emotions that are pent up. Where do they vent out? So the self-control becomes an issue. The other thing is that they have ineffective coping strategies. You'll find that majority of them are into alcohol and drug abuse, which again will lead to other consequences that are not productive. They also perform very poorly within the system. So at the end of the day, you are asking yourself, as a parent who is adopting this method, can I be able to change? Can I be able to meet the child's expectation? Is it about me or is it about the child? And that is why you see that these parents are self-centered. Yet we said we are promoting the healthy growth of the child, and we want a person who can function effectively and productively within the society. The second kind of style we are going to look at is a permissive style. This is a person who is very indulgent in the life of a child. We say they keep hovering over the child. They are always checking on the child. What are you doing? Have you eaten? Have you taken a bath? Are you okay? Who has annoyed you? You are all over. Even when the child is quiet, you are there to find out, why are you quiet? Why are you so silent today? Why aren't you participating? Yet the child does not need that. So they are all over the children, and we say they are highly responsive but very low in demandingness. What does that mean? They can respond emotionally, they can respond physically, and they are after the joy of the child. They don't care about the responsibility. So at the end of the day, it is about making the child happy. They are very nurturing and loving, and very few rules are made and standards of behavior. So at the end of the day, we are asking, what is the structure within this home? You find that the structure is poor because there are very few rules and there are very few standards set for particular behavior. Even enforcing that rule and that standard is very minimal because this is the parent who do not want to get into conflict with the child. It is all about my baby, my baby. And this is why you get these children who are called the spoiled brats, or mama's boy, baba's girl. At the end of the day, these children do not take responsibility because it is never emphasized. You emphasize their freedom, you forget the responsibility. The other one is, this parent rarely enforce consequence of a behavior, where you tell the child, if you do this, this will happen, so let us do this. This is not there with this permissive parent. We say they avoid getting into conflict with the children. So anytime they involve the child in a discussion, they follow the child's way. So the children always get away with what they want. Now, imagine this child in school, where there is structure, where there are rules to be followed, where there is issue of interaction, respecting other people's boundaries. These children cannot be able to survive inside that kind of an environment because they are coming from a place with void, a vacuum in terms of structure, a vacuum in place of enforcement of rules and the standards that are wanted. That is why you'll find that teachers are having a big challenge with the children because they have to enforce rules, but the children are wondering what is wrong with this teacher. Therefore, what is a product of this permissive parenting style? One of them is that we have children who lack self-discipline. They cannot control themselves because it is all about themselves. They don't know how to share. They don't know how to empathize with others. They have poor social skills. They are self-involved and demanding, self-centered because this is the way they were brought up. They may also feel insecure due to lack of boundaries. Therefore, when there are boundaries that are set, especially in schools, they are the first to break them. They don't see the need to follow that rule. They will be able to sneak through the fence. It is not a big deal because it was not enhanced or enforced at home. They also make very poor decisions. And as an adult, imagine a person who makes poor decisions. Things are very wrong. They are not going right. If it is money to pay school fees, it is used for other activities or other projects at home at the expense of the main issue that is at hand. They are also prone to delinquency. You find that they are more into conduct issues, rebelliousness, truancy, absenteeism. You find that majority of these children fall in that category. They are also very aggressive, and they have low emotional understanding. They don't even understand their own emotional areas. They cannot express themselves and control their emotions. Therefore, they cannot even understand another person's emotions. They are also they have a low sense of self-discipline because it was not enhanced at home. My key question here is, what kind of a parent are you?